Hey folks, I'm not sure why it hasn't occurred to me till now to try recording screen recordings in landscape, but from now on, yeah. So I just want to talk about Siri shortcuts today, and something that I'm not sure if no one else has discovered it, but it hasn't been mentioned. And well, to be the gist is, I made a Siri shortcut immediately that can send sensitive information to my phone number, and it's shareable. So let me elaborate. Um, so when I first heard the word Siri shortcuts months ago, iOS 12 beta, I didn't look into it at all because that sounded like the least interesting thing ever. Okay, so and this is gonna be more important in a second. But the first time tapped on that icon, opened this app, um, I swear that from that moment to the point where I created this first shortcut as it is, status, was no more than 45 minutes, okay? And I'm not a software developer, um, nor am I like evil, but I am kind of playful. So you see, I've gotten a text message from myself. I've asked Siri to call me master or something. I'm not going to show you that text message because uh, messages doesn't support landscape mode, and um, it contains my IP address and my exact location. So we're going to go in, I'm going to elaborate here. You can see that I made this shortcut. It's very easy, just a visual process. And what it does is it retrieves my device name. So that's Gravel, my model, which is an A+, the operating system version, the current brightness, and my battery level. None of this is malicious yet, right? And the protocol that my data network is using, which would be LTE, and my IP address, and my current location. And this is redundant because again, I didn't touch this app after making it. And you'll see it makes a list of all this information, and that location information includes my altitude, my latitude, and my longitude, and a handy little Apple Maps URL, and it combines that text and formats it into a nice text message that sends to my phone number. Okay, and there's nothing inherently there's nothing inherently wrong yet, right? That's not a dangerous thing for me to send my own information to myself in an SMS message. However, Siri shortcuts are incredibly shareable. If you go to sharecuts.app, you can. This is just the only example I know of yet. Hey, there's mine. Look. You can download these immediately and use them. And what happens is it will prompt you, do you want to run it? Okay. So let me just back up a little bit. And because I could publish this shortcut as it is to Sharecuts right now, and like my mom running it would just say yes, obviously. And if especially if I took the sound off, probably, it would send all that information to me. Okay, so I'm going to copy that iCloud's link that leads to my malicious shortcut. I'm going to post it on my public Telegram channel, and there'll be a disclaimer with this. And that channel is t.me/compact club. If it expires, which I think they do, also you can just message me. And if you want to help me test this, you can. But as I understand it, I can get that shortcut, and obviously I already got it. Or you could get that shortcut, and it would send your information, your IP address, and your location exactly to me. Now, you shouldn't trust me when I say this, but I am, if you do that, basically it'll just like verify it, and I don't know, be kind of funny and crazy, and I'm not going to do anything with your information. Even if I could do anything with your IP address, I don't want to. But don't really believe me, or do if you want to play around. But obviously, the point here, to be explicit, is that I within 45 minutes, not knowing anything, this thing that Apple released on iOS, I could make something that sends sensitive information to myself and download it via iCloud. Anyone could download it via iCloud, and I could be taking the information. Now, I obviously, it seems like that'd be strange, right? But not to bash my mom at all, but she is a 67-year-old woman who actually is very proficient at computers, but she would totally run this without thinking about it if I labeled it as something else. And I totally could. This isn't the end of the world. What it is really cool. I don't know if Apple just didn't consider this. And like shortcuts are not being used. No one's really talking about them as far as I know. The biggest news about them is that Adobe, I think it's Adobe, is having to make a a shortcut in order to transfer real PSD files into an iPad Pro or something. I don't know. Heard it on the Vergecast. What I'm saying is, to wrap up,